Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right back at it, man. On this episode, I got Mr. Kobayashi on the show. And I just want to say thank you, brother, for being on the show. I know this is an artist that values quality.
Yes, sir.
Everything he has put out since I've known this man has been quality work.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I just like, we can go ahead and get to it, fam. How important is quality over mass quantity? Like people just releasing, releasing, releasing.
Well, I mean, they both have value,
Hmm.
but the quality is what lasts. The
Yeah.
quality is what sticks with people because, like, the quality is the reason why you don't have to continuously put out a lot of quantity.
Hmm.
So, and it also says that you're taking your time to make sure that you're putting out a good product instead of just staying in people's faces to say, "Hey, here I am for attention."
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that does have its value, but
Hmm.
when you putting out quality material, you have people waiting on your material.
Ooh.
You know, you have people that's like, God, that was so, I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait to hear him again, or whatnot. And I've had that in my, through my journey in music as well. So there's really no better feeling than that is knowing that
Hmm.
people want to hear your stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Because people, when people waiting on it, they're gonna continuously go back to what you previously released or what's new or whatever. And to
yeah.
me, like you got a whole bunch of hit records, my opinion. Like from my me listening to Kobayashi, my favorites I would say is Power Struggle,
Mhm.
This Is Me, Chosen, and you took it up a notch with the Easy Rap video. I don't know
Yeah.
the Easy
Yeah,
Rap video. Can you like explain like what was the treatment or what was the inspiration behind that though, fam?
man, it went so many different ways, but ultimately, I wanted to support Black business, and so I wanted to take a journey through Knoxville, through the places that I'm a patron of, and and I grew up in East Knoxville and moved to North Knoxville, and been back and forth a little bit here and there, but the places a lot of the places that touched me, or at least touched the community, I wanted to try to highlight if possible, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get everybody in there, but mainly, I mean, it was dope because like Nora Skies, she doesn't even live in Knoxville anymore, but she was in for like this 2 week period where I was like, "Yo, you in town? We gotta shoot this video." so so
Yeah.
I had her for like 2 days, a couple hours each day, and we got out there and we performed, and had my man Modify from the collective, Good Guy Collective, um, shooting some of it, and then I actually had multiple videographers that were really involved, and including myself shooting some of
Yeah.
the video. But I really started to come together once I started to interact with some of the businesses and things like that, and I was like, I have a story now. I have something
Yeah.
that I can give to the people. So
Hey, that's a complete, like, my opinion. I know I might be biased because I know you, but that's a
yeah.
complete video. Like, I haven't seen a video that complete coming from the city. And me
Mhm.
not living at home no more, it touched me because you showed a basketball court where I first learned how to play ball at. I was
For
like,
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Kobayashi did his thing with that video, man.
Yeah, man. I was just trying to show off the city because in a good light too, man. I wanted to touch
Hmm.
a couple of different areas and neighborhoods, and I was like, man, that place was home to me as well. Where and young, playing little league sports. We even after we play, baseball at Clyde Walker Field.
Yeah.
Sometimes we load up in the truck and go over there and play basketball. so,
Yeah.
so, so it's just crazy. Like, some of those places was just, places that remind me of home. And the dopest part about it is like people like you and people like my man No One Shadow. He's in Germany. He hit me up when he saw
Hmm.
it and was like, "Man, you make me want to come back home."
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like you make it, you bring it back memories of places that mean something to me. So I appreciated that. So I was
Oh,
glad
man.
to be a part of that.
And you said that you had played a part in the treatment of that video. So do you
Yeah.
direct your own videos or can people get at you and say, man, I need you to
Yeah.
get, yeah.
Yeah, I shoot and direct my own videos, and I have done some for some other people. I normally try to stay away from doing a lot for other people because I have so much that I want to do for myself, you know. So
Mm,
because like literally, like I want to. I mean, the project's been out for about a year, and I still want to continue to build more videos from the project. So,
yeah.
and I mean, I feel like it's a classic and it's epic, and every time I put out something new concerning the project, it makes people revisit it and appreciate it more. So
Hmm.
that makes me
Hmm.
feel good. So,
So like, like, what was your first love in hip hop? Because you produce also, don't
well, I started out producing early, way early,
you?
and I realized that wasn't for me. I said, I said, I made some tracks, and I was like, it's people doing it better than me.
Mm,
And I was like, I might as well just make sure I polish the craft of writing and
yeah.
storytelling. So I started focusing on that, and then of course, doing on the business side, doing shows and trying to figure out how to monetize the music.
Because that's what I first met you at. You was doing shows like, I was like, dang, Kobayashi always got a show
Yep.
going on, or he always performing. So how
Hmm.
important is it to get the business side right
Oh
and
man. Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, the business side is difficult because you trying to get in venues and you're trying to find a name for yourself as an artist, and a lot of times they don't take hip hop artists serious as businessmen, and
Mhm.
so you got to fight that stigma. But once you get your foot in the door, you find your formula that works, and you're offering something to the people too. You that was my mindset, was that like, all right, even in my business venture with Night Vision
Mhm.
music and entertainment, trying to create performances for myself and others, I wanted to give, I mean, I wanted it to benefit others as well. So
Yeah.
that's how I try to build my brand around, we all family. What up, hip
Yeah.
hop?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I was, just trying to do. And once you get your formula down, you'll be able to monetize it a little bit. And I was pretty decently successful.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a lot of hard work. It is hard work.
Yeah. I know, because you got to wear many hats. A lot of people think that doing shows you are just having an entertainment company as one hat. You basically got to be like 10 men in one.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. You
Yeah.
promoting, you marketing, you designing, you shooting the video, you doing the music.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the artist out. You making you coming up with the themes. Like you're doing. Like I was a one man band when I was doing all those shows. So
Hmm.
it was like, the hard part was like, how do you do all of this and keep it going when you still
Hmm.
have a 9 to 5?
Yeah.
So
That's a fact. That's a fact.
so that's the challenge right there. So but I did it for a while, and I appreciated it. I miss it. Like
Hmm.
I miss it a lot. I really want to get back to it. I really
And
want to get
man,
back
it's
into it.
and right now with the coronavirus going on,
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
It's probably hard to get back in that. Like, what did you learn from this situation, us being quarantined and everything? This year has been unorthodox for trying to create.
Yeah, it is. It has been unorthodox, but the thing that it has taught me is how to kind of come up with other ways to brand and content and create content, and to come up with other marketing plans.
Yeah.
Because since I had what, two shows last year. I
Hmm.
mean, this year, 2020, two shows, and I I'm used to performing a lot, and
Yeah.
so those were the only two opportunities I had to put myself out in front of people and sell, products and things like that, and get people that never heard me before to be introduced to my music. And so what it's done is to make me say, okay, how can I effectively, meet other people from that's not from the area, that's from
Hmm.
other places. It's stuff you kind of do anyway, but it's made me be more intentional
Yeah.
about creating a plan for that, and that's the process I'm going through now. Is I wish I had started it earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad that now I actually have a plan for how I'm going to start to put myself out there a little bit more and build a brand, not just creating music, but where people can get to know who I am, and then again offering something to the people too. So
Okay, okay. And with that,
yeah.
with that being said, creating a brand, you was telling me like behind the scenes that you had a podcast that you was about to create.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm trying to follow in the footsteps of you.
Nah,
So,
hey,
nah.
I'm just
Um,
trying, man.
but yeah, I want to put together a podcast. And it's it's mainly going to be about musicians or entrepreneurs, and but like with the artist, it's going to be called "What's the Concept?" At least that's what it is. It's a play off of my Concept Ion album. So it's "What's the Concept?" With the artist, what I'm going to do is I want to sit down with an artist and listen to their
Okay.
latest unreleased, and then break down one of their verses.
Mm, that's
And
nice.
so and it's going to be called Behind the Bars. And so that segment is like, you get a short introduction to the artist, you get to hear the song,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to hear them talk about how they created the song,
Mm,
what the meaning behind it is. We might even pick out some of the punchlines or the stories, and something that they have that's that catches your ear, and
behind
and
the
get people.
bars.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, you got. Don't say too much, Kobayashi.
All right. Yeah.
So people won't try to steal your idea that's
That's
watching this
true. That's true.
podcast. Don't say
I'm,
too
I'm
much
so
though.
I'm just too excited about it though. That's the thing. I'm
Yeah,
like, man, I'm so excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate you saying it on the
Mhm.
podcast and what you create and play.
We might have to cut some of that
Woo.
out. Not just.
Yeah, that's so dope. That's so dope to me that
Yeah.
I had to stop. I had
Yeah.
to
I
stop.
appreciate that. I appreciate that because I tell you the whole thing. I'm so excited about it, man.
Yeah, that sounds like that's
So,
gonna be dope, man. For
I
real.
believe it will be.
And you saying it's gonna be like bars, breaking down the bars and everything. So
Hmm.
what inspired Kobayashi? Like I watched all of the 30-day 16 bar challenge.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that was,
saying?
yeah, man. Being a part of the Good Guy Collective, man, and you felt the pressure to be a part of that. Jay Bush was
Hmm.
the one that actually started that one.
Yeah.
He came up with it, and I was mad at him kind of for coming to part. I was mad because I didn't come up with it. I
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
man, because I was so heavily involved. I was like, that was one of the dopest ideas because it literally went worldwide. Like it went way across the nation, and then it went overseas. So but the 30-day 16 bar challenge was so dope because you got 30 days. Every day you got to write 16 bars,
hmm,
and you got to not only write it, but you got to put it out.
yeah.
It could be a cappella, it could be to a beat or whatever, but every day. And by day 5, I was like, "Oh, I'm running out of content."
Yeah,
Which actually was probably one of the dopest things was because I was like, I actually asked the people, I'm like, "Yo, I'm day 5. I need words. Give me some
yeah,
words." I thought I was gonna get a couple words. I ended up with like 20 something, 30 words that
yeah,
I had to put into this verse, and I actually made a really dope verse out of the people's words that they gave. So
yeah.
that was one of the things that was dope. But it was a really solid challenge because it made you write. It made you write.
You
First
gotta be bad to 30 days.
30 straight days.
Man, I mean
Now
that's an album.
that's an album, man. But now I'll admit, I did 15 days. I did 15. I got halfway through. I got
Yeah.
halfway through. But what was crazy though was like I mean, I know that like had that challenge not been there, I wouldn't
Hmm.
have had those 15 verses.
Mm.
So I was like, I didn't do the whole project, the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though like one of my verses was because we had an event afterwards to
Hmm.
celebrate those who completed it or who did something special in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got like what they call most meaningful verse or something like that, where it was like a verse that was powerful that impacted the people,
Hmm.
and that meant a lot to me because I was like, it did help me to be creative and to focus on something that I could express in a way that would affect people. So I thought that was pretty dope that they awarded me that title.
Hey,
So
And that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Because just going through 15 days is man. And then it's actually exercise. You know what I'm saying? It
That's
makes you
all it
better,
is. It
sharpening the
does.
skill. Yeah,
It does, man. I actually going through that process. I learned a couple of things about writing and delivery that I thought I already knew, but in practice, you kind of sharpen those skills.
yeah.
So it was very helpful.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's two people in the comment section shouting you out,
Okay,
and I
okay.
want to tell you what they saying. DJ Primetime saying, "That's my
Prime.
guy, Kobayashi. I salute Kobayashi."
That's what's up. What up, Prime?
And then Mike McBath said, "I see him putting work in the gym too. Tell me, talk about that work he put in the gym."
Yeah, I run into him over at the gym trying to get it. He all swole up. I was just trying to get, just trying to stay alive a little bit. But I'm in there. I see him in there every week, just about.
Yeah.
So,
So how important is like health to the mic? Like if you're gonna spit them 72 ball verses.
oh my goodness, man! I took it for granted when I was young, boy. I tell you. I ain't know. I thought that just cause I play ball and I rap that I could do a show. Nah,
Yeah,
nah. You gotta practice. You gotta get your lungs right, man.
yeah.
You be up there under them lights,
Yeah,
them lights cooking you, that adrenaline rushing, the crowd screaming, and you out there giving it all you got,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you still got 3 songs left,
That
and you about
cardio ain't
done.
no joke, ain't it?
Oh, it ain't no joke, man. It's like, man,
Yeah.
if I got a show and I got to do a real set, man,
Mhm.
I'm in the gym.
Yeah, you gotta work out for that.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
work out. You got to get your lungs right.
So okay, so would you consider the music that you make pure form of hip hop?
I think so. I have to say it's a pure form of hip hop to me because I feel like that's when I feel like my outlook on hip hop is that when you are the most you,
Mm-hmm.
you are hip
Mm.
hop. And
Okay,
so
okay.
when I'm creating this music, which does happen to be hip hop music, that's when I feel like I'm my most me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am me at my core and pure, and I'm trying to also represent the essence of hip hop, the love,
Mm-hmm.
peace, unity, and fun. And so those principles I try to input in my music. I try to create music that's uplifting to our people,
Mm-hmm.
and those are things that I see are representations of hip hop to me.
Okay, okay.
So
And the reason I asked you that question, I had to set you up for this question. Should there be subgenres in hip hop?
I, should there be? I mean, it's inevitable because you're always going to have categories and comparisons with artists.
Yeah.
And so you're always going to try to put them in boxes so
Mm-hmm.
that you can understand them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all it's about is like, okay, you got this artist. I mean, it's been there since the beginning. You had the backpack. They called them backpack rappers, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So, and now it's like you get to a time where you get a little further removed from the more conscious stuff, and then when you look at the conscious artists, they look at it like it's an anomaly. Like, wait a minute, when did spitting bars and having lyrics become a bad
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm okay with the subgenres. It's just understanding that if it represents the essence of hip hop, then it's
Mm-hmm.
hip hop.
Okay,
So
okay. If it's you genuinely being yourself. But
yeah.
when I look at it, okay, a lot of people think that a lot of trap artists, a lot of it's alternative hip hop now. It's
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's so many different types of people creating that is wild. But when you look at the most successful artists,
Hmm.
the Kendricks, the J. Cole's,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would consider Drake, but he makes good hip hop music also. But
He's got his lane. Yeah.
when you look at they making they've genuinely been themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just what I see. If you look at the top tier, they're making the real hip hop music.
Yeah, and I think that's why we appreciate them so much, and I think that's why it gravitates towards them being celebrated because we appreciate them for being themselves, for who they
Hmm.
are, and they're just dope at what they do. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so there it's it doesn't always it doesn't feel like it's a performance. It feels like, all right, you know, even though this is this song is different than that song, it's just a different side of that same person.
yeah.
It doesn't seem manufactured. So and that's why we appreciate them. And then plus they're highly skilled. So
Mm,
so
highly skilled, highly
yeah,
skilled. And Kanye, he make the purest form of hip hop, but he can go somewhere else with it. Like he can go
yes,
wild with it, but it's
yes.
still who he is, though.
It is. It's his expression of how different he is. It's
Yeah,
like he knows he's different than everybody else, and he wants to express it that way. And he does to the best
yeah,
of his ability. He
yeah,
does.
yeah,
And so I mean, hats off to him because it's not hard. I mean, it's hard it's hard to be you, be yourself. Like when because all of us we all want to be accepted too. We all want to be loved,
yeah,
and sometimes when you're not like everybody else, it's like you're afraid of that rejection. But if you can be yourself and still get the love or not worry about not getting loved, like that takes a strong mentality. And I feel
yeah.
like that's again that's why those top tier artists, they're like,
I'm me.
I'm me all day 24/7.
Yeah,
I'm
especially like when you selling platinum records and all of that, and
Mhm.
you have to be someone else, but being you. If you're capable of being you, that's a blessing.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I would hate to have on makeup and dresses and everything, and that wasn't who I was.
Oh
But I
man.
sold records, and I had to keep doing it to sell. I wonder how that feel.
I don't even want to know how that feel, man. I don't even want to know.
Nah, but it's happening, so I just thought about
Yeah,
it.
I understand though, man, because I see it and it's like, man, that's got to be a tough life right there. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
you getting what you want, but
you're not you.
you're not who you want to be.
Yeah. So like to keep going with the pod or whatever.
Hmm.
Like before you started rapping, who were some of your early influences? And if you are today, who influences Kobayashi today?
Today, my early influences actually were like New Edition. Those are my favorite hip hop R&B group,
Yeah.
whatever. I always said if I could sing, I wouldn't rap. I just can't sing.
Mm. Yeah.
I can't sing. I can't hold a note to
Yeah.
to save a life. But yeah, but I had a little dance moves and everything. I was doing my little New Edition thing back in the day. But so that even all time, like the old school New Edition stuff was still that was
Yeah.
my favorite. Those were my musical influences. Um, of course, Mike Jack and there's several
Mhm.
so many to go down the list of. But today, some of my musical influences are like Lupe Fiasco, J. Cole. Um, those are the two top ones. I actually hear some new guys. I don't always remember their names because there's so many different new folks.
Yeah.
But I hear some new voices that pop up every now and again that raise an eyebrow to, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, all right, they had the potential to to sway me to inspire me to pick up the pen every now and again. So
Yeah.
so
It's some new guys that's spitting nowadays, and I can't think of the names. Also,
I
so
know, man.
what?
Because I'm not so I don't focus on it as much as especially when I'm creating.
Hmm.
I try to block it out because I don't want it leaking into my music and changing like my sound or my energy. But I also try to keep myself open every now and again to
Hmm.
just kind of hearing what's out there. But since here lately, I've been trying to create and come up with ideas for the podcast and
Hmm.
music videos and things like that. I haven't really actually had my ear to the game like that. So
Something that I was made. You said something that that caught my attention. It wasn't even a question, but I gotta ask you now because you said his name, and I was
okay,
made aware of this today.
okay.
Before we even got on the podcast, I seen where Lupe said, "If you want to come to my concert, you have to have proof that you took the coronavirus vaccine."
Oh wow. Wow, I hadn't heard that yet. I
Yeah.
know. Wow, you have to have proof that you took the coronavirus vaccine.
Mm.
Okay,
That's
he don't.
saying a lot, though, ain't
I mean, he don't want to perform on get. He don't want to perform in front of nobody
it? Yeah.
because with the coronavirus vaccine coming out so quickly, normally that thing comes out after about 18 months, 16 months, or something like
Hmm.
that. And here we are, less than a year away with a vaccine that is untested. And so I don't think, unless he's not performing anytime soon, it's a lot of people
Yeah.
that's not going to trust it. So that's
Hmm.
that's that's the hard part, and I mean it's hard because we see what's going on. I've personally been touched by, my family at least has been, has dealt with the virus, and it's tough. It's very
Yeah.
tough. Like it's like,
Yeah.
it's hard. So we just, we got to figure out we got to deal with the best way we can. But
Yeah. Yeah.
some people scared more afraid of the vaccine than they are the virus, man.
Ooh, that's a fact. That's a fact. And we shouldn't fear nothing, man. America is promoting fear at an all-time high, though. But
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't want to get too heavy on that. We here to celebrate Kobayashi now.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So also, you said New Edition was one of your influences,
Yes.
and a lot of people I've been thinking that something needs to happen with Swiss Beats and Timbaland. Have you watched any of the versus battles?
I've watched a couple of them. I watched the Snoop versus
DMX.
DMX,
Hmm.
yeah, versus DMX, and then I saw a little bit of the Jeezy and Gucci.
So, New Edition Jodeci.
Oh my, that'll be fire. That that you know what? We're
that
gonna have a whole new generation of babies made, I bet, like from
that night.
from that night. That night. But
Hey,
that would be fire.
yeah,
How
yeah.
how do
So
we how do we make that happen?
that needs to happen, but that'll probably be a difficult one to happen because
I'm pretty sure.
those guys all over the place.
I know.
Hmm. So, talk to me about the new album that's coming out, Kobe, the concept album.
Oh
Talk
yeah,
to me.
the Concept Ion album, man. That is my baby right there. Concept Ion. I'm trying to um, do a little bit more with it, man. First, it's actually that's what my hat says right there. How Concept Ion, little. but
Okay.
the project is a story. It's a journey of my life first of all, and then it's also got some hidden gems with it goes from literally birth to early childhood to adulthood, and kind of the journey of me finding myself as a man. And
Hmm.
the purpose of Concept Ion was to challenge the concepts that we're born into.
Yeah.
So whether it's race, religion, um, politics, all of that is in this album, and it's like, okay, we were born into this. This existed before we were here. So are we actually thinking,
For
or
ourselves.
yeah, are we thinking for ourselves, or are we just following the plan? And so that I address some of those issues and challenges on the album, and that's the whole thing. That's Concept Ion is your concepts or your ideas and your thoughts, your beliefs, and your ion is your energy. It's
Mm.
so what kind of energy do your beliefs create?
Mm.
So, and then it also put together spells conception. So,
Yeah.
it's, conception is, two things come together to make a third, man, woman, child, or it could be ideas that create new ideas.
Hmm.
So something birthed out of, interact, two people come together and they talk. Now you've
Yeah.
inspired something new. And so with the project, what I wanted to do was to challenge your thoughts and your ideas and to see if you're thinking and to inspire new thought. So,
Golly,
so
that's crazy. That's crazy of what you're creating. I'm excited to hear it. And do we have a date? We
oh
got a date?
yeah, it's actually already released. It's out now. It's out now. It's all over the
Oh yeah.
place now.
Oh
Yeah,
boy, yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna put a
yeah.
link to it because I know I'm gonna find it. I
Yes,
gotta hear it.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, because that's where that easy route is on there. That was
Yeah.
part of it, and that's where of course, the energy of living in East Knoxville
Hmm.
and the black businesses supporting that and trying to create that, and then the power struggle, you know,
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
energy. That's that part of the concept idea.
And I'm talking about, is it already out when I done heard a couple of the records? Because I seen
Yeah,
the cover of it. It's
yeah,
green. Yeah,
yep,
I was listening to it on YouTube though. Yeah,
yep.
yeah. There it is. There it is. I've been listening. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, got the better up. Yeah, it's out there. Oh man, and it's dope because it starts out with a poem from a man courageous.
Hmm.
He comes out, and it's really like from it's from the perspective of me in the womb talking to my mother. God rest her soul. She passed a few months ago, earlier this year. And so it's amazing that, like, I didn't understand, like, when I was putting this together, that I would have so much of my mother's influence in it.
Hmm.
And I'm proud that I was able, and she's actually in a little snippet of one of the in the Power Struggle video.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to see because it's, that 3D look or whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that was dope, like that. I was able to put together something, and now I can use it to honor her with too. So
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing,
mhm.
man. I gotta listen to that thing from top to bottom because
Yeah,
I ain't wanna. I be listening to song here, song there, but when you
yeah,
listen to it from top to bottom, it's a whole totally different.
yeah. It's a whole different feel. It's like and that's what people tell me is like when they go from start to finish, and then when they hear it again, it sounds different.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they hear it all the way through because it kind of starts out kind of lighthearted. It's fun because it's the young part, and then it goes
Hmm.
into dealing with life and the interaction and struggle and growth, and then it's like, all right, now we're getting into some real stuff. Yeah, and
Yes,
so
sir.
and so when they go back to listen to it again, and the reason why, and that's the reason why I want to actually start putting out more videos, because I have 3 videos already shot. Out for it,
Hmm.
which is Image of God. I have Power Struggle and Easy Route,
Yeah, yeah.
and I want to do at least 3 or 4 more tracks, videos for that album,
Power
because
struggle.
it's
That's a nice record, man. That's a
yeah,
nice record.
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, that one's fun. That was a fun one to work on.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah.
I ain't gonna take too much of your time, Kobayashi. I really appreciate you being on the podcast, and I'm looking
Mhm.
forward if I could be on your pod too.
Yes, sir. I got to get you on the podcast, man. Once I
Yeah,
get it going and getting the content out there, you're gonna be one of my first calls.
that's what's up, man. That's what's
Hmm.
up. And I
Hmm.
got one. I got one more question for you though,
Okay.
and this might be a hard question. I don't know, but if you had unlimited budget,
Okay.
who would you want to work with? It could be a producer or artist, anybody. Who would you want to collab with for an entire project?
For an entire project.
Mm.
Wow.
Not a
See,
record,
if
entire.
you'd have said a record, I'd have said Lupe.
Yeah.
But an entire project, I want to do an entire project with Lupe.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, I was like, I could get one of them bars in on them, but I ain't trying to think like that all day, every day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh man, that is a tough one. Let's see, who would I want to work with? Uh, man, ah, phew. That's a good question, man. You know
Yeah,
what?
cause
Actually, I would want to. I was about to say Drake. And the reason why is because I know it's always gonna sell.
mhm. Guaranteed
Because
a
it's
500 million
guaranteed. It
streams.
is not. There is no way that can fail. But the artist I like to work with is, golly. I'm thinking Royce. I mean, I'm thinking guys that got
Ooh.
bars and things like that. But I also want to see somebody that can do something different than I do. Like, like,
Hmm.
that can push me in a different lane to create a different type of creativity. So that was kind of the reason why I said Drake, because I know he's like, he also does the vocal thing, but But yeah, man, it's tough. That's a tough one,
That's
man.
a tough one.
That's a
That's why
tough
I
one.
said I don't know if you can. That's
Whew,
the first thing I said because that's
man. I probably maybe J. Cole too, like, cause I feel like my music, the lane that I'm in is a J. Cole lane, so I feel like that could be an easy transition.
yeah.
But um, yeah, I feel like that wouldn't
That'll
be a
be dope.
hard mesh. Yeah, I think that would, and that would there'll still be some inspiration there because he got the juice.
Yeah,
So
plenty of juice.
yeah, man. I mean, it's the way he. I mean, I'd want to soak up the knowledge of, like, how do you create a brand to where you don't even promote an album and you just tweet album out,
Yeah,
and people
whew.
and you sell 500,000 copies first week, first day, or
First,
whatever it
yeah,
was.
that's crazy.
And I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. So yeah, he's the only one that I know that does that.
I think
Just
the art of not being accessible is not appreciated no more.
yeah, yeah, because Kendrick does that too. He
Hmm.
he makes his albums, then he disappears.
You don't have access to me, so when you have access to me, I'm selling you something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to
Mm.
master that. I got to figure out how to master
Yes,
that.
sir. But so
Yeah.
we going with Cole for a whole project.
Yes.
Cause you ain't
Oh
saying
man.
nobody as well. We ain't going with nobody. We ain't going with nobody yet.
Nah, a whole project, man. That's tough. That's
Hey,
tough.
guess what then? When we come back for part two,
Yeah, I'll have it for part two. I'll have it for part two. A
for part
whole
two,
project. Yeah.
whole
Yeah, that's
project.
a whole project. Yeah. Maybe Pharrell. I can rock with Pharrell.
Ooh, that's it.
Pharrell.
I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah. I
Kobayashi
do.
for real, whole project.
Yeah.
I heard it. It's done.
I do. Yeah, yeah.
It's done.
It just popped into my head. I was like, I could work with Pharrell.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Kobayashi for real. I heard it. I heard it. And that's it.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Hey
So,
man, thank you for coming on the pod. I appreciate you, my brother. It's
man, no
all
problem.
love, family.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me. And shout out to you for doing this and putting your platform out there to help artists like me.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Thank you,
Thank you.
fam.
All
Cheers.
right. Peace.